friends, my name is Jane. Welcome back to my channel. This is Art Journaling Fridays. I'm so excited that you are here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am also excited to bring you this really fun journaling tutorial today that I am calling Joyful Heart. So keep watching to learn everything that I used to create this beautifully introspective art journaling spread. I have always loved Alice in Wonderland. In fact, when I started my mixed media journey 30 some years ago, I used to create tons and tons of altered art jewelry with vintage Alice images. So when I saw these transfers from Redesign, I immediately knew that I had to have it. There's so many other fun transfers in it, but I just feel like this came together so beautifully. What I was writing about was a prompt from my Limitless Creators Lab membership group. We really use journaling as a transformational tool. And so you'll see writing underneath, and I actually did the stenciling part in that group. We do a live every single month. And so I did it in that group. But I will walk you through how I put the stencil on, at least so you can know. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all. And don't forget, I am so excited to be part of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal with some friends of mine. And you can learn all about it over at Elsie Lane Garage YouTube channel. I will link that in the description below so that you can go see. She does art journaling, painted furniture, all kinds of fun stuff. But all of the creators that are in this sisterhood, it's so exciting. I'm so excited. I don't even get my hands on that journal until I think June. But I am thrilled to be part of this group. So go check out Elsie Lane Garage. You might even want to grab one of her journals and start creating with us. Okay, so I took one of Stencil Girl's masks, and I will link that in the comments below. I don't know the name of it right this second. And I actually just took some inks with a makeup sponge applicator, and I sponged the inks on to create the stenciled image. And as usual, I have no idea what I'm ever going to create. So I just go and I explore. And I'm also exploring based on the theme that we wrote about below. So when I grabbed the stencil, I knew that some of these words, joyful and creating and be, were really perfect for the theme. And so what I'm doing now is I am taking DIY crinoline and I am just kind of muting out some of the stencil. And so you'll see that I do many layers, and what I end up with is the word joyful really popping out. So as the paint dries, you can see how transparent it is. So I am just doing a number of layers. So I honestly am just kind of, intuitively adding paint. And I also really want this word joyful to pop out. So I am really refining. You can see over on the right that I have the word be. And at this point, I think I'm going to keep this, but I do end up doing something a little bit different. So now I am just covering this entire page with a coat of liquid patina. I do not want to reactivate the DIY paint. So, and you can see when I'm putting the liquid patina on, I'm still getting a lot of the marks underneath, which I'm liking right now. So I am just sealing it in so I can be ready for my next step. Okay, so this is dry now, and the liquid patina is acting as a really nice tooth for this transfer to stick to. The paper in this journal is really kind of thick and pulpy, and sometimes can be a little, it sheds a little. So I do love creating some kind of a barrier with liquid patina, soft gel, some kind of sealer. So this transfer will come on very easily. There are two Alice's in this pack, and I thought this one was perfect for this spread. So now is where the exploring comes in. So I've got the rest of the transfers from this pack. I'm loving the idea of balloons kind of symbolizing letting go, excitement, joy, thinking about when you're a kid and, you get balloons and they're so fun. So I am just really and truly exploring. I am seeing what might fit where, and you'll see that I go through a lot of iterations of this until I really do find something that I love. So I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking the scale of that balloon I just placed, it's too big. And I really feel like the scale of the balloon on the other side is too big too. So I am just going to continue to allow myself to explore. I am refining areas with paint as I go along. And this is part of the process of letting yourself just play, just explore, just see what happens. There are some really cool mushrooms in this transfer set. So I love mushrooms because they do symbolize abundance, and I am just cutting them out, and now I'm going to sort of audition these mushrooms on the page to see if they belong. It's funny because I knew that I wanted balloons just for like the lightness, the letting go. And what I have been writing about underneath is, having a joyful heart and being grateful. And I mean, how perfect is this heart balloon? I just love it so much. So you see that I am auditioning the mushrooms, putting them all over the page, deciding against, deciding for, and I'm looking at scale. I'm looking at how my eye might move around the page and just really having fun. So I decide to transfer on the heart balloon and transfer the mushrooms on this side. I'm still really considering the word bee on the right hand side. I do love it. And so again, I'm not letting any one thing be so super precious that I can't undo it. And so you'll see me just auditioning more things. And I see the cards and I see how they are going to fall as they may, right? And that is also a really good metaphor for allowing in our lives. And so again, I'm auditioning, I'm playing, and there is no expectation for the outcome. Still adding more paint around that word joyful, um, refining as I go along. And as you can see, as much as I loved the word bee being in this spread, it needed to go. And it's fine. So I'm just covering it up and I'm going to solve this puzzle another way. I'm now finding that this mushroom fits over here perfectly. It was just clashing with the bee, and I always really look at alignment and proximity. Also, this repetition with the mushrooms is now balanced, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. So I'm committing to it and putting it down. So now that that mushroom is on, I am seeing just, that big white space. And there was one card that I cut off that now fits absolutely perfectly. So I am just kind of seeing how I want it to be aligned onto my spread. And then I am going to transfer it on.
So I got really excited and I remembered that I had this children's literature book and I love this book so much. So I knew that there was an Alice in Wonderland story in here. So I am just kind of flipping through and I am going to find a phrase that I like. And I'm not going to cut it out of this book, but what I do is I end up typing it into my computer and printing it off so that I can just cut it out of computer paper and end up gluing it on. You can see here that I actually printed out the words in 3 different sizes from my computer. And that just gives me choice of, how it looks and how it fits on the page. So I end up cutting one out that I like. And now I'm just going to kind of cut that out and decide how I want the words to lay out on the page. I definitely do not want the words to be so white. So I'm actually getting out some distress inks and just wiping the ink right on the paper to give it some color with this cute little applicator and this little felt pad that I am putting on top. So I have cut out the words and I really just kind of group them in phrases because I have this certain area on my page that I want them to fit. So it really ends up fitting beautifully and I love it. I am gluing on each phrase individually with my Yoo-hoo and sticking it down. I absolutely am in love with this. I think the major theme here was me just remembering to have a joyful heart and to not sit inside of my head and not go into the lack hole. And what this phrase really represents to me is remembering to be present because the joyful present moment is really all we have. And we let ourselves sit in our head, sit in lack. We let ourselves beat ourselves up all the time. And this is just a beautiful, fun, whimsical reminder to stay present, to let myself create, and to let myself feel free. So I am beyond grateful that you were here. I trust that you loved this tutorial and I hope that you will come back next week, Friday, where I have a really fun handmade book ready for you. Have a great week, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ask your questions below. And I will see you next week, Friday, for another art journaling. And again, join me on Monday live for Mixed Media Monday. Bye, everyone.